Yes.
We just went by Jar.
Gonna delay you right now.
Now I can sing my song.
Wait, it's like, I'm sorry.
So, oh, guys.
What's your name? We got a lot of Patty back there.
Yeah. We just went by Jar.
Oh, no.
Now I can sing my song.
Where it's like.
Words I choose.
That speed button. I just made version. His name is Zach.
Thought we like mirrored it from the settings over to that somehow.
He's control Cambridge Falls. House now, so back up to the kind of. It's on me.
Yeah.
Might have to see which picked up on my hand.
Do it only once a month, you can't remember that.
You can't.
Yeah.
Cause I just said, I'm scared to death, and I gotta look at it. Watch over. See if I can find some. Right, the nest. That's right there. You know, there's been doing come on all sides of the house. I don't even know if it's just that's the way you use it. I'm drawing breath every night.
I don't know. I'll have to. See.
Out of the store. Are we still live?
Yes,
Are we supposed to be talking?
you can, just as long as
Meeting or?
you don't. Yeah, you can go ahead and start.
All right, can I get a motion to start the meeting for September 2nd?
Make a motion to open September 2nd meeting.
I second that. So we get started with approval of the minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes for the August 4th meeting?
Approve the minutes for August 4th meeting.
Second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Can I get a motion to approve the claims?
Make a motion for August claims.
I'll second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And for the funds.
Motion for the August general fund.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carries. All those are approved. Now, we need to open the floor for any comments from the public on the 2026 budget. And that has been advertised a couple of weeks, correct?
Yes.
All right. Anybody want to discuss anything about the 2026 budget? All good? Okay.
We have a motion on that. Approve that.
Or is that, we need to approve that next?
You'll approve it next month.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll close that. And then we have Ron Everhart with, had written a letter concerning some parking the brass ring.
You got yours?
I got it. Yeah, I read it. Sarah's, my stack stuff. Do you have a chance to read it?
Yeah.
Did anybody else have a chance to read that letter? Jason, did you have a chance to read that letter?
I did not.
You haven't?
No.
Bonnie, did you run some?
They had copies, they got.
Oh, I got a copy in there somewhere. I don't want it. I know I read it earlier.
Yeah, it's.
There it is.
I can make some more.
Weird. I haven't talked about the thing. I'm not looking at trying
All right. I'm assuming you are Ron, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm Andy.
Andy.
Jason, do you have any things to comment about that? I know you're,
Yeah, I dealt with it a little bit. Do you guys know if that sidewalk was paved over?
you guys know?
Which sidewalk we done?
From the grass.
Right on Main Street. No, on the, on Elm. Yeah.
I do not know. You think of the sidewalk there?
Well, I guarantee whenever I went, looked with them, it looked like they're at a sidewalk there. So.
I do remember when they put the asphalt down, it was a bunch of guys and rakes and shovels, and I think they had a roller. And they just dumped it out there and spread it out and ran over it with the roller. So actually watched them put some of them down.
They did. take
Make
off.
sure they didn't screw the drainage up.
If you look at the pictures, you can see the cracks.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
sidewalk. So
They
they
go all the way
all
up.
the way down, yeah.
So I don't know what, I mean, is there some type of
What is,
restriction against doing that on the public sidewalk?
Well, the question would be, is there no town ordinance that says parallel parking there only, or?
So that's the issue, parking.
Well, he brought it up to me, and me and him were talking, my truck wasn't good 4 or 5 feet in the road, so I was parked up pretty close to the
Yeah.
building, pretty reasonably.
Did I drink it like him?
Yep, ma'am.
Yeah. So the question would be, you're not allowed to park on the sidewalk or?
Definitely can't park on the sidewalk.
Right.
There. I'm just wondering if there's an ordinance on that was created before it got made over, that was fair. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
So
sure.
we'd have to go back.
Or do you recall anything like that?
Be surprised if there is.
Well, because there was supposed to be one in front of Delisa's building too, and they never put that back.
A sidewalk.
Yeah, I would think if there's a
It's been like that for a long time.
sidewalk or right there that was put there. You know, I could pave over it and then park. Which doesn't seem, I mean, I guess they have been doing it, but
The previous owners, we've had many people on the board. And we've lived there for probably 27 years. And their remarks were, I came down to the board and told them, I said, they've driven into our yard. They backed into our yard. And I said, what are we gonna do about this? And Mr. Miller, the fellow that I remember sat here on the board and said, well, did anybody get hurt? And I said, is that what it's gonna take for somebody to get hurt or killed? Because we have little children. And I said, we need to do something about this. It fell on deaf ears. So the previous owners of Grass Spring decided that they wanted to pave over the sidewalk and make that their parking lot. So now they're parking whichever way that they want to park. They're using the sidewalk and stopping the pedestrians from walking around there. So they have to walk out in the street behind the vehicles and with other vehicles. It's really gotten pretty heavy in traffic through there. I don't know if you noticed. So the thing is that you can't get a drunk enough for him to back up or turn around. They knocked my trailer up into my yard. They just hit my car recently. And so we just got to stop it. It's just that, in my opinion, you shouldn't be able to use the sidewalk. And you need to parallel the building and you're done. That's it. But there is no directional parking. They park this way, this way. They've even backed in between my car and my trailer with the front end of the vehicle out into the road on my side of the street. Now, granted, I don't have ownership of all, but I do have ownership in front of my garage. And I've had so many people park there. I've learned new sign languages. I've learned all kinds of new language to say to people. But I'm the bad guy. And I don't want to be the bad guy, but if push comes to shove, this is why we're here. I just need to get this addressed because I'm tired of paying deductibles on my car because it's getting wrecked or my trailer. I have so many people cuss me out. I mean, it's horrible and it's not my fault. But I think what would cure all of this is if we parallel park. They don't have to back up. They can just pull away. And I have no issues. Right now, I'm on the sidewalk. I've got my tire on the sidewalk right next to my grass line. I've given them an extra 4 feet and it's still not enough. So, and you know, their comment was when I talked to the ownership, he says, just don't park there. So that's the kind of relationship we have now. So I'm a bad guy. So, and I don't have to be if we parallel park. They've opened up, they've rezoned a residential area for commercial parking, which I totally disagreed with, and so did our neighbors, but it actually went through. And they got that house on the other side of the bar, which they could have tore down and put parking next to their establishment, and they didn't do it. So they bought this, and so now they're putting up a parking lot. They have a parking lot right now. So now I have people parking there, and they still don't have the fence up for my privacy, because my bathroom is right there at that window. And they've been parking there. So again, inconsiderate. We're the bad guy. I don't care about you. It's my business. I'm going to do what I need to do to make money. And so, and I talk to them. I'm the bad guy. I try to be as diplomatic as I can, and I'm still a bad guy. So no matter what I say or do, that's the reason, again, why we're here. So if we can parallel park, they've got probably 20 parking spots, I guess, Brian, on the other side. Would you guess 15 to 20?
Out back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say roughly, that's probably right.
So I would say they've got plenty of room to park. Once they get the fence up, they can park over there, but please parallel park.
How many spots would they lose if they parallel park versus what they're doing?
Well, it's about about five.
About five.
But, you know, again, doesn't matter. I mean, if they still continue to park like this, they're going to bang into me. And if push comes to shove, I'll go just a little bit further and I'll just take pictures. Because I've already taken pictures of people coming out of the bar that are drinking, carrying their drinks out. I'll turn it into the excise police. If you want to play hardball, I'll do that. And I've already told him, he's already said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And I said, fine, I won't. But I said, something's got to change. So parallel parking, I think, would solve a lot of issues. And on Wednesday nights, they have some kind of a hat puck going or something. So everybody and their brother's going to be there because I think you have to be there tonight. So that's great. A parallel park. That's all I'm asking.
So if we convert to parallel park, there is adequate space for parking.
Oh, yes, they got that parking lot over there. There's 20, at least 20 spots over there, but it's not open yet because they haven't put the fence up yet for privacy. So there's supposed to be an 18-inch between my fence and their fence, so we can both maintenance our fences. And they haven't done that yet. So I did see that they put a barrier tape across, so that way to stop people from coming in until they get the fence up. But I was told, I think this is the week or next week they're supposed to put it up, but they've been saying that for a while. And I think, in my opinion, that parallel parking is sure just the same. They're not going to lose. It's not that. You know, it's really sad when you can't have your in-laws that are like 85, 83, 85 years old park in front of your house around Christmas time to come and visit because you've got people parking in front of your drive, blocking your drive, and they're inconsiderate. So now I have to move what vehicle that's there to allow them to park there, and I gotta go away. That's just wrong, just totally wrong. So I'm just trying to figure out the best diplomatic.
We actually did the same thing to Hobbs, and it was a traffic issue. People couldn't pass each other. They were on both sides. Angle parking, so, and that was, go back to Glenn Munger. He was the one that requested that, and we did it. We put just parallel parking on that one side, on that south side of the steakhouse. Kind of the same thing, I guess.
So the town striped it for him?
Do what?
The town striped it for
You
him?
did, and we
Yeah,
continue.
we continue to stripe it every year.
I think that would be something to consider, to be honest.
Along with that and that parking lot, I think that'll take care of most of the parking issue on that side.
I think you'd only lose 4 or 5 spaces maybe if you went from angle parking to parallel parking.
I think I counted 9 vehicles. I was taking pictures. I didn't want to resort to that, but it's like, you can go through and look at, another problem is that when they park on the corner, when you've got a vehicle parked right here on the corner, you can't see what's coming around the corner. And it doesn't matter. They park big trucks there and people park there with their golf carts. You can see around the golf carts, but you can't see around the trucks. And so when people drive not 20 mile an hour, but 30 or better down Main Street, somebody's gonna get hurt. And so I just think that if you parallel park there and keep them off of that corner, we're good. We're good to go. But it's just,
It is part of our street right away.
Yeah, I believe it is, yes.
I wouldn't put any more than 3 spots there because they have to back up. The middle person's going to back up anyway to get out. Yeah, they need or parking. That would help a lot, I think. Okay.
Was there a time frame on putting
Huh?
the pizza?
I saw that place.
I don't know. I didn't read that.
Right.
Ron, did they have a time limit on putting up that fence?
They were supposed to have things done by a certain date, 22nd. They had a year from the time that it started to the end. And it's like they just kept progressing at their own will. But I think if it doesn't meet requirements by the end of the 22nd, I believe, I can't, I don't have
That's
to take
September.
it with me. Yes, and then it resorts back to a residential area. So they have to get all this done. So they're gonna get it done. You know, they're gonna make sure and that's great, you know, but they're dragging their feet, you know, and getting it done.
I know she had some questions for Joe last week or the week before, I think it was, she was in here looking for Joe on some questions about the fence, what those were.
Well, they're supposed to.
Make a comment about the corner. Isn't there a stop sign down?
Oh, honey, I don't know. That the one to the west?
When you head down on Main on Elm,
Mm-hmm.
isn't there a stop sign?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that where you say they can't see? Well, those cars are supposed to be back.
No, the other corner, huh? It's on the east side, east on Main. There is no stop. The stop sign's on my side of the street.
Yeah, yeah.
But on the other side, even though you stop, you've got to creep out almost halfway into the lane before you
Okay,
see.
I was gonna say, because on your side, they should be back 20 feet. From the stop sign on your side.
No.
They don't, no.
I know they don't, I know they
They
don't,
have.
but if nothing else, you can call the police and say, can you come, you know,
You know,
do
that,
something about
there's a
this.
problem with that though too, because it's like there's a 24-hour limit now. So if you park somewhere in front of somebody's house and block their drive, they're telling me the police, I believe, said that you have a 24-hour period. I can't go have you towed. And when I called the wrecker service to go and have someone towed, they were telling me that I'm not going to tow this vehicle until we have police here because the last time I had a gun pulled on me. And I understand where they're coming from, you know, but it's like, and I asked people, I've got sawhorses that have a barricade tape. It looks like, you know, I don't need to do that. But it's like they blocked my drive and I said,
It's
you know,
pulling
if I have
on
to get
that
to the,
camera and not
my
that
wife's got
camera.
cancer. and she's had medical issues. If I gotta get her to the hospital, I don't have time to go over to that bar and run down who owns that vehicle to have them move. I just don't. So we need to make some concessions here on what's going on.
Yeah, well, that seems like a reasonable plan as far as making that parallel parking. Especially if they're going to have that new parking lot open within the next couple of weeks. It's not going to make them, it's not going to debilitate their, parking abilities. So, I mean, I would think, I don't know if we would have to make them.
I was sure Ty and Jason go over there, and take a look at it, and see how many spots they think they can get in there, where they should be positioned, and,
Yeah.
and can get back to you with that.
Yeah, I would think, if they're, like you said, they're definitely gonna wanna get that done within the next couple of weeks, I would think. So at that point, when they have that parking available, I would think we should be able to make that parallel parking, because that gives them plenty of.
That would ease my mind so much, because I hear a car door slam and I'm thinking somebody's hit me again. And it's like I was telling Jason, I didn't go down there, I thought it was a car door slam. And I went out next morning, tried to open my door and it wouldn't open. I see the whole side of it caved in. So I'm like, oh my. So it's this isn't the first time. We've had numerous incidents, but it's just parallel parking is limited in my mind.
And catch up.
It's not for. That's just for from that.
Just to see how many parking spots you got, and then I don't know, do we need to make a motion to, or do anything in order to get that?
You're talking about converting them to parallel spots.
To a parallel spot.
Yeah, yeah, you need a motion to do that, and then
Can we, I know it's a little bit of a delay, but can we have you go make the, measurements and just, let them know what the plan is, and then, have that approved at the October meeting as far as completing.
No, I think it's fair, and then with them having all that parking, not like they're gonna be limited or anything.
Is that reasonable?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, it is.
Well, we'll just plan on, discussing, following that up in the October meeting with, all of the information, and hopefully we can make a judgment on it at that point.
Great, thank you.
You bet. All right. Moving on to the fire department.
Not a lot. 52 runs for the month of August. There's 5. It's been busy month. There's a breakdown of those. Our annual movie night is this Saturday. Saturday evening, so hopefully we'll get a good crowd there. This is kind of a big night for us, part of the get back night, so. Looking forward to that. Our pump test, preventative maintenance, and our hose test and ladder testing are all due. We use the same company the last few years for both of those, 2 different companies. One does the pump test, preventative maintenance. I've spoken with both of them, and they said that, he's not sure exactly when they'll be here, but they're going to be here when they can. They're pretty self-sufficient, so they can come in and do it. And the hose test and ladder test, he said it'd probably be just fine. And other than that, I myself set through NIMS 300 and 400 in the month of August for 5 days for between the 2 classes. So I now hold those certificates, which helps if we would ever have something. Getting funding from the federal government, that would help.
Great.
So, but other than that, I don't know.
What's the movie? Nothing.
Probably not, I just ordered it, Ronnie ordered it. because
Oh, yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
part 2 of something.
I believe.
Yeah.
Was it part 2 of?
Alana too. Alana too. I can't.
I haven't been, nobody else.
Josh, you need to ask
has
him if he
approached
can
me, so.
play.
yeah.
Whatever.
That's, I think Riley talked to you already.
You had a formal invitation, so I don't know, my social
I'll-
calendar is pretty full. All right, street department, lawnmower update.
I just put that on there, Ty.
Oh,
She's
Yeah,
surprised
no,
you got an
we-
update.
ended up going with the Kubota because of the trade-in amount, and we got both of them in, and they are really nice and working well and being monitored.
Being monitored very closely.
Yeah,
We have a new monitoring procedure
yeah.
in
We
place to keep the
keep them nice. Yeah,
unforeseen.
yeah, and
accidents.
they actually looks like some words have got through because it looks like here's it's being taken care of better. So it's real good.
He called me one day and I said, this is your last chance, buddy. He said, if you tear these things up, we're done with you.
Yeah. Cutting me off.
Uh, He laughed it off a little bit, but I think he knew we were serious about
Yeah.
You haven't had your lesson on this yet with him.
I
We're just telling him.
I kind of ran through stuff a little bit and then whatever I did, I wrote on the dry erase board in there too. So
I would definitely periodically keep an eye on that, sure, and then. If you see any major damage, I'd want some type of report on it. Okay, water department.
nothing in the water. Next month we'll be flushing hydrants, but we'll deal with that then.
But I understand the sewer department might have some orders.
Yeah. Yeah, we are, plants moving slower
Anticipated.
than anticipated. Yeah, it's a funding issue.
it. Financing is
Everybody's got their hands
not
full.
looking good.
Just stunning. No, I wouldn't even know when to put a timeline on it.
So. Are we thinking there are things that need to be addressed on the current plant prior to the new plant being built that we need to be looking out for as far as equipment or anything like that?
Yes, our influent, in particular, the pumps in the plant, I've been limping along, and I actually have, my electric guy, Randy, coming out tomorrow, to take some pictures and see if he can't do a little bit of work to it, or maybe even potentially it's at the point where go with new. I don't want to spend a ton, but it's enough that I don't think I can limp it along too terribly long. But other than that, there's a few pumps I have that are missing and a blower and stuff, and I don't know about that stuff. I probably need to look into probably getting those up as well in case.
Yeah, you might want to.
He got the same situation like we've had with lift stations.
Yeah.
Lift station becomes obsolete. We had to put a $20,000 panel in, and we had to put $20,000 of pumps in it. New apparatus inside. I think you're looking at something similar to that. You're probably $40,000-$50,000 to rebuild that influent control system. And I understand that's a lot of money, but it's not millions. It's not 17 million, no.
And the headaches it would cause without, and then, because the biggest issue is that, control panel, for whatever reason, it just likes to randomly, or shut down, not work, and that's not good. And luckily, we always time it good and are pretty lucky with where we find it and stuff, but there could be a perfect storm,
He's got alarms on
Catch it.
stuff. He gets alerted if there's an issue, but keep getting issue after issue after issue, and then it's time to do something with it.
Okay, and it's at that point. Just today, I had 3 or 4 issues with it. Called it about every name I could think of, but
To help.
it did.
It did. Okay.
Yeah. I just started killing
It came around a little bit.
Yeah, it did around.
Well, we put together a priority list, what's immediate and what looks like down the line, and kind of start preparing for possibility of not finding enough,
Well, we've talked about this and he's been limping along thinking we're gonna get this thing started and get going, but if it's not gonna be for years, we're gonna have to just replace what we got and go from there.
Yeah.
I mean,
You gotta maintain your system.
Yeah.
just can't wait much longer.
Anything else in the sewer besides that awesome news?
Yes, and I'd also like your approval for moving forward with Commonwealth on a lift station. We have had it redone and the pumps are performing as well as I think they should. And the lift station, when was it? Came into effect, Ryan, like 20 years ago plus?
Yeah, but really, how long ago was that? Hell, that was back in late eighties, wasn't it?
Oh, well, yeah, and
My
that,
brother built those apartments over there.
yeah, and there's never been a study done on it.
I'd say it's an 80 somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was mid eighties, around 90, yeah.
We put it in without the new store, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there hadn't been a study done and we also had to go around the backside of the bank. It used to go straight out to the road. And I think the pumps are airlocking themselves and having to work real hard and causing them to fail earlier and stuff. But before just randomly guessing where to put this, I'd like them to do a study where they look at, make sure we got the right size pumps in there and where to put an air release and if it's needed and where at and maybe more, but
Yeah, the force main was never profiled
no, like our other ones have.
the where to go, but, and that's something I think information that you need.
Yeah,
And you never did get that from Eric, though, that.
no, I looked through both emails, so I'll need to get a work order, task order.
Yeah, Eric was supposed to send a task order and if it's possible, you could allow Andy to make the decision once it comes in, because he could get it any day now.
Yeah.
If you choose to do that, if not, it'd have to wait till October, so.
So we can basically make a motion pending the task
Force
order.
approval.
Yeah, pending my approval on the task order for the.
It's at Parkside Manor, the lift station there.
Gotta get a motion to approve the order for Parkside Manor Lift Station.
Just a study on the force main.
Make a motion for Commonwealth study on Parkside Manors Station.
Yeah.
If you need approval, went in and they can make it.
Okay,
That's all I have.
I'll second. All right, moving forward, police department.
Month of August, I had 41 calls for service. These are notable incidents in case they're ready to on personnel. I asked council to hire Jason Marceau as deputy marshal. Starting pay at 59,000. And after the probationary period to increase to 62,500.
Make a motion to hire Jason for 59. And after 60 days or whatever it was.
6 months.
6 months. The probation period,
62,500.
62.5.
I will second that. All in favor?
All right.
Aye. I think it'll be a good addition based on everything you've seen. A couple of ride throughs and everything went well and all that.
I think he'll be a very good asset to the town.
Great.
When will who start then?
It'll be the 23rd, 24th of September.
Well, maybe he can get his feet wet, taking care of parking situation. Put in over there.
Okay.
Nothing for a decision tonight, though, but next couple of months, I'd like the council to think about hiring a third full-time officer the first of the year. Just some thoughts. See what you guys come up with and what I come up with.
Okay,
Vehicle maintenance and status, the Ford Explorer was serviced, everything seems to be fine. The Durango will be serviced here in September. The new car should be done end of this week or next week. And
That'll be nice.
I would like to get our Ford Explorer striped like our new cars. So I got a price quote on that from the company that stripes the new cars. And for removal and new stripe, I would send $700.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the striping of the Explorer for $700?
Motion to stripe the Ford Explorer for $700.
I will second that. All in favor?
All right.
Motion carries.
And I believe that's the last page, the Axon page you see there.
Yep.
That shows our cameras being activated and what for, just to remember information for you guys.
All right, appreciate that.
That's all I have.
And Joe is out tonight. Anything on his report that was needing to be addressed? I did not. But nope. All right, and there's nothing that's changed with the TIF.
We're losing value.
Yeah, I mean,
evidently.
there's nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do about that at this point.
I do have a scheduled phone call tomorrow with Matt Ackerley with Baker Tilly.
Oh,
So just to see if he'll let me know if he thinks
Got a
that
plan.
study is worthwhile, and I don't think it's going.
Ask him why it's not listed on any of those gateway
I will.
programs then.
and the Stratman property, we never did touch base on that thing, but.
No, it is in our name. I don't think it's in our name as of the last meeting. It's now officially in our name. Correct. We were supposed to touch base. We'll do that between this meeting and the October one.
Right. And you got fencing quotes for the little.
No, I only have one,
One quote.
but I've got some more names. I'll give
Okay.
them a call,
Yeah,
see what they can do. I think the Little League fence is being
The
held up.
little diamond, the
Yeah.
small one.
So they're wanting to replace it, and with what the information they got on here, I think I can let these other companies know this is what we're looking at, and they can get us a quote for it.
Yeah.
So we want the same thing.
You should want to go look at it, but, yeah.
They Tri-State Fence looked at it, and they told them $58,512.
I said, let's get a couple more.
Yeah, that would be.
Those backstops are,
All
they're like 30 foot tall. They're,
So that included the backstop and everything.
as far as I know, yeah,
now that black coated fence,
yes.
that stuff's pricey anyway.
Well, there's no need getting anything else. I mean, I don't think it'd be worth it.
It shouldn't matter for us. Place.
I'll get some more quotes on that one.
Anything else that you would like to discuss? All right, well, unless I have any objection, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the September 2nd meeting.
During the September 2nd meeting.
I will second that. All in favor?
All right.
Meeting adjourned.
And that's it. You got a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Who knows?
No, we should stop.
If I press for, that was the problem.
You know all about it.
Yeah, well, those are, yeah.
Gotta live with it too, but I understand some of the
They're
problem.
fine.
If we do parallel parties, they're not gonna like it, they're not gonna like it that.
They have nothing more left.
He's mad because They made it, except.
Yeah, it's been pulling off that camera there.
Oh,
It just come the wrong one. Yeah, and it was,
It's just
that.
something else.
You gotta do, I mean, some kind of